Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of the Ghostoul Podcast. This week, no guest, unfortunately. You have to put up with me. I do apologise, but tonight's going to be good. Have you ever seen a ghost? It's quite simple. Lots of people think they have. Lots of people maybe dreamt they have. Did you? Are you certain? That's what we're here to talk about tonight. So, let me know who is here. Say hello. That would be great. Hasn't it been warm again? What is going on with this weather? You know, I've just come home, had 20 minutes of air into my room, and I've shut the window because there's lots of little yappy dogs outside, and they really disrupt the streams. So, it's going to be hot. Good morning to you, Tracy. I am very well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning where you are in Australia. Big shout out to Tracy here every week. Big follower of my videos, and I really appreciate that. Alright, so yes guys, tonight's topic, as I've already said, have you ever seen a ghost? Do you think you have? Do you believe in ghosts? Are there such things for you to see in the first place? Let me know in the comments if you're watching this on catch up, if you have ever seen a ghost, where it was, what was the conditions, and we'll go from there. We can have people commenting and telling our own stories, their stories, you know. So that's where we're going to go with it tonight. Hopefully it's a nice stream. So that is what we want. Mr. Ali Key is in the building. Hello, sir. Craig, hello, mate. I hope you're well. So yeah, have you ever seen a ghost? Apart from Janet's eyes moving, I'm sure Ali's seen a ghost. 100%. I reckon he has. He's definitely heard them. I know that for a fact. I've seen the videos. Hey Tracy and the Unknown UK. So yes guys, ghosts, are they real? Can you see them? I've seen loads. I'm not a medium. I'm not clairaudient and all that shizzle. I'm just a regular investigator with a voice recorder, with a flashy gadget. That's about as medium as I am. I can't go any further, you know. Hi, Ali and Sadie. Oh, here we go. I have seen non-physical beings, ghosts, spirits, yes, physically and with the mind's eye. Yes, see, that's what I want to get onto, because obviously, if you're a medium, Ali is a medium, you can see them in here, whereas we are not so fortunate. We can only see them here, and for some people it's very, very rare. So I would like to distinguish between both of them really. But obviously the amount of sightings we have of ghosts and spirits, they're in the daytime when we are not looking for them. We don't expect them. We're not investigating. We're walking around. We're doing our shopping. We're walking down the street. We walk past somebody. They look at you. You look at them. You turn around. They're vanished. Was that a ghost? Is there some sort of interdimensional portal they have just gone through? Oh shit. Sorry. I need to plug my laptop in. It's gone on flashing. Sorry guys. Really caught me out mid-flow there. Sadie has seen physically a hooded figure down by the viaduct at the Graceview Priory disappeared as quick as Sadie saw it. That's a very active place. More active than the Priory ruins themselves, I believe. Hey Ali, and yes, I have seen figures. The weirdest thing I have ever seen was a dark figure with long limbs, and it went past extremely quick. Where was this, Craig? Was this on an investigation, or was this just walking about your house, maybe at work, out in the street, at a country park? Did you see Slender Man? Because it sounds like you did. Do you believe in Slender Man? Are there certain locations that are better to receive a spirit? Do you think spirits come through portals at certain locations, or are they just free roaming and we see them if we're lucky enough? Because there's lots of things. Do you see a spirit when two worlds, the veil is very thin and they escape through into our side, the living side, for a split second, and then they go back? They get pulled back into their realm, their world, their dimension. That's another thing I reckon could be a possibility. We should go down to Ghostoul Priory sometime, dude. We could either visit the hidden house or the Ghostoul Priory when you and Paul come over Friday 19th next month. Yes, Friday the 19th. We will smash one out there, Ali. We will investigate. I like to do the hidden house. I've done Ghostoul hundreds, well not hundreds, but tens of times. Just have a chilled. I don't drink beer, so I don't really drink. So unfortunately, I am boring. I've seen it 3 times. First time was near Adam Brooks Hospital in Cambridge. Once on Newmarket Road and once at Cold Christmas. Carla also see it at Cold Christmas. Wow. Cider. Yes, I do cider. But I'd rather do an investigation than have a beer, if I'm honest. Just personal choice. Content and all that. So yes, Slender Man. Is it weird that we see shadows? Are shadow figures spirits? What do you reckon? Do you think they're not like the full version of a ghost? Yes, 2 investigations 1 weekend. That's what we like to hear, Ali. That's what we like, mate. Because a lot of people see shadow figures. I used to see them out of my old bedroom window. Looks out to the front of the house, and you can see like the steps where the car parks are, and other people's houses and that. And I just used to sit there, listen to music, and just looking out my window in the dark, because I used to do that. I'm a bit weird. And if I wasn't focusing on the steps, just slightly to the left of them, I would see, at the corner of my eye, I'd see black figures walking up and down these steps. Now, is that a ghost? Is that something that is before a ghost? Is that like preempting a ghost? Is there something going to show up? The corner of the eye phenomenon is an interesting thing. Exactly. Is it shadows of non-physical beings or visions of a ghost? Exactly. That's what I just said. That is what I'm trying to get people's opinions of. Ruben, hello sir. If it counts, me and my mate went on a walk at night and he took a photo of an old railway signal box. We looked at the photo and there's a pale ghostly face in the window, as clear as day. Ooh, interesting. Now people would say that's pareidolia. We'd have to see the photo, I'm afraid. Mr. Stepani, hello sir, how are you? Hope you're good. Hey Ruben. So for the people that haven't seen a full-bodied apparition, have you seen the black shadow figure? The black figure that is walking past your room. You see the corner of your eye at work. Just recently I've seen so many people walking around in the cemetery, like just there, so I can see them, colour and everything. I look around and there's no one there but headstone. Now, is that my mind playing tricks on me, or is that someone there and they're thinking, you're not looking at me straight on, you know? So I don't know. This is why some use strobe lights to bring the blink theory right in front of the naked eye to see if anything such as figures, etc., could be captured. Yeah, we've done that at the old Majestic Theatre, didn't we, Ali? We had strobe on. I've also done that at Devil's Bridge with Mark Williams as well. We tried that through the tunnel. Strobe light, looks amazing. Not so good if you have, if you're epileptic, anything like that. But it is something else to try, something sort of experiment that we can use, and it has been proven sometimes it can work. What are your thoughts on scrying? Face changing? Very good. I've done it a couple of times. Craig, I did it at Caverswall Castle. Do you remember when we all went with Jolene and Matt and Gary Fields and Nikki? I did a lot of scrying with Matt in one of the top rooms upstairs, just an old mirror, and I turned into an old lady. So yeah, and also at the Hinckley Museum, I saw the headmaster, or I think that was what it was called. There's a drawing of him on the stairs that I hadn't seen until I did that scrying in the top room in the attic. So the seance room. I used to enjoy crying, to be fair, with red lighting. Scrying. Ali used to enjoy crying with his red light on. Also known as possible overshadowing. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh yeah, crazy to see how much your face changes. Yes, it's. Is it a trick of the eye? Is it your mind playing tricks on you? Is it depending on how much light you see to whether it does change and you are actually changing shape? Who knows? But if you can turn from a man into a woman, I think there's something there, Sky. I imagine Ali sitting there crying into a red light. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. I love that. Thank you, Ali. That really cheered me up, man. That's brilliant. I love that. But yeah, scrying is a technique. Not a lot of people do that, to be fair. I mean, I've done it a few times in investigations. It tends to be with the more spiritual investigators. I think it's interesting when people behind you can physically see the changes also. Yes, that's normally because you not necessarily see it yourself, can you? It's always someone else says, oh my god, look at their face, they've changed. I cry into red lighting all the time. Yeah. Puts a sad movie on and puts a red light on. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. The photo is on Facebook somewhere. Would love to be able to show it sometime, but not sure how. But we weren't even looking for it. It was obvious. My mate threw his phone out of shock. Oh wow. What you can do, if you are on Facebook, you don't have to be my friend or anything like that. You can find Mickey York Ghost Hunter and you can put it on that page and then we can all see it. That'd be great. And then I can actually put it on the computer and we can look at it on a future episode. We could do that. We could get people to send in their photos. Yeah, there's an idea. Thank you, Ruben. Awesome, man. Not red light films there, Mickey. No, that you brought that up, not me. That was you. When I used to work in an old morgue, I always saw shadows at the corner of my eye and then I would talk to them. Exactly. Who's to say they are not ghosts? I'd like to think, what are they? What are shadows? Why are they there? People always see shadow figures. They always capture them, or they don't capture them on film. They see them in the moment, but they are such a massive part of investigating. Everybody sees the black shadow figure in the corner, down the corridor. You're looking. You've got a camera focused down a room, and you can see the whole room in your viewing lens on your camera. and then you look up and you can see the shadow figure walking or creep around the corner, but it's never captured on your video. What's that about? I just don't think you're allowed. I think there's some law within the spirit world that you're only allowed to know for definite when you know. And maybe when people do see a ghost, it's because these spirits are naughty and they're going against the rules, as it were, for what they're allowed to see and what we're allowed to know in this sort of world. Don't know. Hello Lorraine, thanks for joining us. Yes, a few years ago at a hotel in Fort William, I saw a dark figure standing at the window in our room. I thought it was my husband until I heard him snoring beside me. Oh wow. It was always seemed to happen when you're not expecting it or when the cameras are off. Same as often things seem to happen more when you generally just chatting and not investigating. That's why I never ever turn my cameras off anymore. My camera is always rolling when I'm on break. I've learned that lesson too many times, Craig. I looked back on to watch the figure move away. Oh wow, so Lorraine saw the figure disappear in her room. That must be well freaky. Just thinking, Mickey, we also live close to Monk Kirby. Now that place is always cold and it's like you lose time whilst there. And odd. Oh, is it a cemetery? Mr. Tony, how are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hey bud, hope you're well. Up the Arsenal. Whoop whoop whoop. Gyökeres scoring his goals. Brilliant. Eze on the way. Let's go. But yes, Tony here. He is an OG in this field as well, always capturing spirits. So any stories, any sightings you want to tell us about Tony, awesome man. Very much appreciated. But yeah, things always happen when your camera's not on. Guaranteed. I've had things fly across a room before and somebody was blocking the camera. It's always the way. If that camera wasn't blocked, that would not have happened. 100%. It's just that I think spirits are allowed to do things, like I said earlier, but then they're not allowed to be captured on video. The voices, 100%, capture voices all the time. I've seen lots of spirits with my own eyes, but never on video. Monk's Kirby. I've heard of that, but I've never been there. I didn't know it was a cemetery either. If Nick is still here, he used to sing a song about Monk's Kirby. That's the only reason I know what it is. So yeah. But yeah, it is a difficult one. Can you prove? Will non-believers, would skeptics even say that, yeah, that's a ghost? Do you think you could never capture a ghost on video because no one believe it? AI is crazy at the moment. All over every social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, not so much Instagram, there's videos, and it's like, is that real? Everything I have to question, absolutely everything now, because it doesn't look real. It just does not look real. I don't have Facebook, I have Snapchat, WhatsApp. Oh, if they're any good, I'll try and get it on my friend. Okay, find me on Snapchat. What's my name? Is it Spooky272 on Snapchat? You can send it to me on there, I think. I don't even know what my name is. Spooky272. Find that. If that helps, that would be great if we could have a look at that. Fake videos. Exactly. I have no idea. When you read a story, like you have pictures of Eminem at Ozzy Osbourne's grave giving the coffin a cuddle. It's like, that ain't real. And the story's not real. He did not go to the funeral. I'm sure he didn't. It's things like that, and it's just wow. So yeah, fake videos. That is the whole reason no one will ever be able to prove ghosts exist through video. But can I comment on here? Let's have a look. There you go. There's my Snapchat. Anyone got any pictures or videos of a ghost? Send them to me on there, please. Oh, all three come up at once. That's good. And we'll have a look. Ring doorbell videos of supposed ghosts and glitches in the Matrix. I love them. They're brilliant. Oh, way too many to share, but I think if you do this to prove it to yourself, only other thing is just opinions. Exactly. As long as you know in your heart that you've captured something and you know the situation that this was captured in or what you've seen, then it doesn't really matter what other people think, because no one's going to, like I said, no one's going to believe you whether you've got proof or not. They'll just say it's AI or it's, it's superimposed. Or unfortunately, I think what makes it so good is the photos back in like the 20s and the 30s of ghosts, because they didn't have AI, didn't have Photoshop. All they had was their old 35mm camera, didn't they? And the old Polaroid type where you'd have to print it off and go into the dark room and print them off. They are more compelling for me than the current pictures and stuff that we get. I think when you see things, personal experience, and I guess they show themselves to you, give you a personal experience. Exactly. If people want to believe you or not, the mouth, you saw it. Exactly. It's all about personal experience. I've seen a few, and I know what I saw, so I'm happy with that. Okay, awesome. As soon as I get it from my friend, I send it. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much. And we looked at the photo immediately after we took it. So there's no way he could have edited it. That's cool. Mr. Phil, how are you, sir, this evening? Hope you're well. Why you were asking for ghost pics? Ruben said he had a picture of a ghost. Why not send it in? I can have a look. So yeah, I know Phil's seen a ghost because we've spoken about that before. It's all about personal experiences a lot of the time. Like I say, it's not going to be captured on film. Very rarely that you're allowed to capture that. No one can ever take away a personal experience. Exactly, Ali, they cannot. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. I've seen it in my dreams, many different kinds of spirits. I gather you are religious, just as a guess. How do you see the spirit world from a religious point of view? If you can answer that question, that'd be quite interesting, I think. Okay, fair play. Yes, Phil, you've seen a ghost. Tell us. Tell the group. Yours is pretty cool as well, and potentially just captured on video as well, which is very rare. First of all, I'm not religious, but I do believe in Jesus. Okay, sorry, that was just an assumption by me, seeing your name was like Jesus loves you. Fair enough. That's fine. We all have our own beliefs and our own way of like living and that. So you believe in Jesus as the man, as a saviour, but not in like the context of he's God. This is going down a different rabbit hole that I ever thought. Here we go. I believe that people go where they place their love in life, and many don't realise we serve the spiritual realm as real life in humans in the actual world. Yeah, I can see that. Do you think... Here's a question for you. Do you think there is another version of us in spirit that is like a parallel universe, as it were? Do you think that could be possible? Who knows? It's an idea. People say that. Like you're saying, sometimes they cross over. That's another idea. There's so many ideas and theories and opinions about what spirits are, what ghosts are. Did I just see that? Where has that person? That person cannot vanish. That's impossible. Only impossible because science has told you it's impossible. Things don't just happen like that. Well, clearly they do. I believe that religion puts themselves in the place of the Lord and claim they have the power. Yeah, I can see that. It's yeah, but the theatre up north, very strange, shimmering light in a column about 5 foot tall and 2.5 foot wide, glided down the steps where the theatre seats are. I remember you talking about that, Phil, and also seeing the episode where that happened. That's pretty cool. You experienced something very rare that night. Ali says, so basically we are all spiritual beings on a human journey. Then we go back to our non-physical world when the physical body breaks down. I've seen many videos about the body just being like, I don't know, the physical part of us. And when that dies, when the cells die, it runs out of battery, as they say. We just leave this body and we carry on. We go somewhere else. Yeah, I do. It's a recent revelation for me. I didn't realize that some people only have a soul but don't connect to their spiritual self. I can see that. Phil says Sarah and me saw it. Yeah, that was. I'd love to have seen it. I love theatres, you know. There's always a particular seat, isn't there, in a theatre where a seat comes down, and when people are locking up, they always look over and they see somebody sat there, and then the seat goes bing 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 bing, you know, and they vanish. That's cool. I'd love to investigate a theatre again. One thing I never understand is why don't we see dinosaurs when we see animal spirits? Oh, I like this one. I reckon it's either because the spirit energy, after 65 million years, has finally run out of energy. That's a long time, come on. You know. Or the spirits of dinosaurs are here, but their level of floor is below our ground level, so we don't see them. They are there, they are doing their old journey, you know, walking up and down, looking for other animals to eat, and but we can't see them because they're below us. It's like the story in York where the Roman soldiers came through that cellar, but they were up to their bellies as they were walking through when that worker was down in the cellar doing some building work. He only saw them from the belly upwards because the original floor was below, so they were walking on their old normal path. But I reckon that's brilliant. It's like we return to source. Yeah, there's so many things about the Matrix and all that stuff. We are all hooked up and all that. But there's a really good book called Heaven and Hell by a man named Emanuel Swedenborg. He lived in the 1600s. He travelled through heaven and hell and spoke with many. That sounds interesting. That's something I can get on board with. I'd like to learn other stuff like that. Maybe they didn't exist in the first place. What, dinosaurs? Where are all the bones coming from then? That's what I want to know. I think the oldest ghost pertained to a Stone Age man seen in, I think, Suffolk or Sussex, one of the two. Ooh. What, his image that he was portraying was of Stone Age man? Because they're always Victorian. The women are always in white. They've always got big them thingies around their necks, haven't they? And the big bloom dress. And, you know. Yes, that's cool. They always say, and if Stone Age man, what era was Stone Age? Obviously it wasn't dinosaur level, but it's definitely many thousands of years ago. So for me that would be cool. This is, like, I'm going to have to do so much research after this episode. So many good suggestions coming through that I need to check out. That's why we do these podcasts, people, so we can learn off each other. We're always learning. Every day we are learning. Never stop. Has anyone seen the film Talking to Heaven? An amazing emotional film. Can't recommend anyone. What's that about? Who's in that? Is that an old film? I've seen a few films. Stairway to Heaven, I think it was called that, where that bloke dies and his spirit goes into someone else's body that's about to die or something, so he can live his life again because he was slowly taken away. Ted Dandy, yes, that may be the same one. I'm sure I've seen it. Is it called Talking to Heaven? Not sure. But it sounds like the same sort of storyline. But definitely a good film. Lots of these films, you know, people come up with these ideas about spirituality, ghosts. Some of them may be real, you know. Are we being the people? Ted Danson, yeah, not Dandy. I thought that rang the wrong bell there. Yeah, I think that is the same film, Ali. Like, these people, these directors, the people that come up with these stories, they who's to say they don't have a muse in their ear giving them ideas, thoughts that they want the world to know this particular part of ghosts, of spirits, of life, the afterlife, and then they create the film, they make the film. Who's to say these aren't real? We just don't know they're not real. No. 900,000 years ago, up until about 2,500 before Christ, and the Bronze Age began. Wow, that is old. That is old. The movie's based on medium James Vaughan Prague. There's also a really good book called The Book of Knowledge and the Keys of Enoch. Explains the future of humanity and putting on light bodies. I've heard of that book before. That's the UK. What the he's the guy with the white hair and the black moustache. What, the Van Prague man? This man. But Phil, apart from Phil, Ali, I presume a lot of people here have seen the ghost. You've all said it. People in the comments that are watching this on Catch Up, let us know. Have you seen a ghost? Where did you see it? How did it appear to you? The Book of Enoch was removed from the Bible as it apparently talks about aliens. There's another episode just there on alien life. The crossover with the paranormal is these beings that we're seeing, these ghosts, are these aliens taking some sort of human form and then back up to the ship. That's why they vanish. Are they trying to blend in to this world? Who knows? Again, we won't know until we die. That's the only time we'll be 100% sure if there's afterlife. Let's hear your ghost experiences, Mickey. Where do you want to start? That's the point. We've been on for 35 minutes and I've not even said any about myself. So, my first one would have to be in the cellar at Woodchester Mansion. Again, black figure in the cellar. The one at the back, very back, the large cellar. I was down there, one of my first ghost hunts. I was there with my mum. And we'd been in the vigil for a while, and I wasn't feeling it, there was just, nothing's happening. I didn't realise this is what a normal ghost hunt is like. And then so I'm looking down, I'm just thinking, yeah, this is boring, as it is. And then suddenly I look up, and a black shadow rushes me, and I could see the outline of a person. I shit myself. I was screaming, I was shouting. And yeah, apparently that evil entity in the cellar is not a nice person, and he's quite common from what I believe. So, Mickey, do you fancy coming to a CE5 meetup at the Star Disc? What is that? Crazy place in Woodchester. Yes. If you can get there with not many people, it is an amazing place. If you have more than a certain amount, it's not so good. Contamination everywhere. Hopefully not anytime soon, dude. For what? I'm lost. Craig says, I think we should all make a pact that whoever dies first in the chat needs to agree to show themselves with the camera of proof. You'd think that, wouldn't you? People that have... Okay, here's a question. Those of you that do paranormal investigations, ghost hunt, whatever you want to call it, speak to spirits, have any of your family ever came back after they passed to give you proof? Because you think they would. I've had family die, never come back to see me, never come back to contact me. I'm a bit pissed off, to be fair. Not impressed. If you're listening, I do apologise, but again, come and see me. Contact with aliens. Is that like alien watching? UFO hunting, whatever it's called. Yeah, hopefully not yet. Oh, Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind. Sorry. ET study meetup, basically alien hunting. That sounds cool. I fucking love all that. Do you know the interesting thing about our space, outer space? If you spent 15 years to say where the satellites are, 85 will pass on Earth. Well, they always show pictures from space, don't they, of the world on these NASA, photos. But there's like thousands of satellites up there. They never show them with the satellites. I mean, you can Google it and find them, but they never show you the ones with the satellites. It's always the nice, clean Earth. It's like, where's all the thousands of satellites? It's a bit dodgy, that. My wife's uncle did, and she screamed, and he went. She never see him since. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. But it's not very common though. That's what I'm getting at, because you think they'd want to let you know, wouldn't you? And this is why the Lord says, where He is 1,000 of our years is one day for them. Yes. I have had that for myself and other people's family members, showing their transition into the non-physical. Well, that's cheating. I don't have that gift. I'm a flashy light man. I don't have the option of seeing the old spirits, Ali. It's not fair. They're all doctored. Of course they are. All the photos from NASA are fake. So I have not had anyone come to visit me, sadly. Exactly. You'd think that the amount of people that do the paranormal in this country, that we know in this chat at the moment, that we know, how many people we know? Easily 50 to 100, no problem at all. I'd say probably less than 5 have had family members come through that are not mediums, as it were, because I think that's a little bit cheating. I'm always showing a long corridor towards a huge door, like a massive brown studded door, and when the door opens, it's like a bright light and colourful world, so vibrant. What? And then someone walks towards you down the corridor, or do you go to the door and look into the world? Is that how it works? It sounds like a phantom spirit. I've experienced one when I was sleeping. It pulled my spirit out through the back of my neck. I spun me around my room, went back to sleep, and it's chasing me in the house. Fuck that. I have heard that the way to spirits enter you is through the spine in the back. I've heard that a few times from various people and things I've read, but obviously I don't know if that's true or not. But I have heard that before, yeah. Hey mate, hope you're well. Nando, how are you, sir? Hope you're good, mate. I can still visit my loved ones that passed on, even friends that I've lost. When I'm dreaming, we can still help them. Yes, people come to us in dreams. Sadly, I have not had any of my family come through again. They just don't like me. I've had friends and loved ones that have had their family members come to see them, or have dreamt about them anyway in their dreams, and they've given them messages, they've talked to them, spoke to them, and then that has been brought forward when they're awake, and it has affected them. Now, is that the actual spirit, like Jesus says? Is that the only way they can speak to us? Or is that an easy way for them to speak to us? Because we are restful, we are in a meditative state, maybe, I'm not sure. I see whoever is transitioning, walking down the corridor, meeting relatives and friends and animals who have passed over before them. Oh. Here's a thought. The other day I read something. They say the Grim Reaper is like the angel of death. Well, I've had another spin on it. He's not there to take you to hell, as it were. He's there to help you, to support you as you go over to spirit, because he is the angel of death. He's a good person. Everyone portrays the Grim Reaper as an evil spirit, an evil man with his big scythe and his hooded cloak and all that. And yeah, I saw another spin on it, and I thought, maybe that's a good option. He could at least dress nice then. Yeah, maybe he has to keep quiet though. He has to slide. Maybe he's the black shadows, the figures that we see out the corner of our eyes. He's on his way to somebody. Who knows? But yeah, maybe he needs to blend in at night. I mean, a lot of people don't die at night, they die in daytime. But he is maybe there to guide. Exactly, that's what I've read. I read that the other day, and I can sort of understand that. He's there to help us pass over, because it's such a traumatic time. Maybe you died suddenly, wasn't meant to be. It's not like you were ill for a while and then you just died, like a car crash or a horrible accident or something. Maybe he arrives to guide people who do not have any family who care for them. That's a great idea as well. See, we're turning the negativity into a positive for the Grim Reaper. What other show can you do that on? I love it. I love the people in the chat. I love you guys. It's awesome. The things we talk about and how our minds work. I think it's good to try out different theories, different ideas, and I really think that could be one of them. The Grim Reaper is a goodie. He's not there to harm or to scare people. I love that. But I'm sure there's other concepts of I wouldn't say the paranormal, of death. Like when people see white feathers fall in front of them. They're saying you've been touched by an angel. Your family member is there to see you. They're there in support and comfort. You know, it might just be a bird that flew over and eventually has fallen down. but we don't interpret it like that. He totally took my spirit out. Whatever it was, it spun me around my room. That's when I woke up and he tried to get me off. So you saw him when you woke up, is that right? Is that what you mean? Robin's in the garden, yep, family member following you around. Do you know why they're always at graves and in cemeteries? Because of the worms and the bugs. When we're digging, they are always around. They jump on the ends of diggers. I've been digging a grave and there's robins sat on it, on the bucket of the digger. You know, it is a nice theory that it's mum, she's come to see me, or grandma, or your dad, or whatever. And if people want to believe that and that helps them, then yeah, definitely knock yourself out. You know, that's a great thing to think. No, I could only see him when I was asleep. So when you awake, was your surroundings normal then? Is that right? So everything was back to normal, you could move, you didn't have sleep paralysis, anything like that? We have a robin that looks at us through the window most days, looks straight towards us, Sadie always says hello to it. Is it hungry, Ali? Do you feed your robins in your garden? You know, that is the question. But yeah, I do like the theory of them being a family member. It's been passed down over generations, I'm sure, and it is great. It's great to think that it's a source of comfort, I would say. When I see a rainbow or two white butterflies, I say that's my dad and dog. Oh, that's nice. Rainbows lighting up the sky, you know, that's cool. Yeah, but I'm awake. Everything is normal, but I knew that spiritually something. Oh, okay. So to look at, everything was normal, but inside you felt something was wrong. Yeah. No, because there are fields at the back, so we don't want rats. Why would you feed robins to rats? Or you mean you don't want to feed them because rats will come to get their food? That's probably more realistic. But yeah, there's one half of Paralytic is here. Good evening, John. Hope you're well, mate. Have you ever seen a ghost? Put it in the comments. Let us know what you saw when you saw it. I'm sure you have. Some of the old haunted pubs you've been in over the years, I bet you've had some amazing experiences. Yes, I mean, if we leave food, yeah. It took a while, don't worry. But yeah, one of the scariest spirits I saw was at Crispin's Standard. And we'd been investigating. First time I actually investigated there. We'd been there about 6 hours. We were just about to film the outro to the video. And the person behind the camera, something jumped out behind him. An old man, scraggly hair, gaunt looking face, like this. Fucking shit myself. It was instantly gone like that, as if like that, and then it was gone. I can still see it to this very day. But that wasn't the only time I saw a spirit in Crispin's. I think a few weeks later we were doing a live stream on Facebook, and I saw again a figure, full colour uniform, stripe blue bits on the uniform, was just standing there. I looked back and it had gone, and we did some research, and it was the exact uniform that they had worn when the asylum was in use, and they had a clipboard and everything. So what that is, I don't know. Is that a ghost? Is it something imprinting into my mind? Was it there? Who's to say? Maybe the spirits aren't there. They just imprint them in our heads, and we think we see them, but they're not over there on the corner or in that room. They're up here. I don't know. I suppose we'll never know, really. Maybe I did tell you in this podcast. To this day, I can't be sure. So there you go, people. Go watch the Paralytic Activities episode with John and Neil. What a great show that was. That is further back in the episode list. I think it's actually 19, episode 19, off the top of my head. That's a great episode. Great chat. So, why do you think they disappear so quickly when we see them? Again, I think it's because maybe we're not allowed to see them. Like I said, I think there's a rule that we're not supposed to know for definite. And I think, as in life, you get cheeky people, naughty kids or whatever. I think maybe the spirits are still naughty in the afterlife. And they're just like, hi, see you later. Maybe, I don't know. That's my take on it. I think you're only allowed to see little snippets of it, just to keep you guessing, just to keep the idea going. Possibly, I don't know. I'd like to think that was the case anyway. Like I say, you're never going to know for sure until we die, or until we're technically dead, and then we're brought back, maybe in an accident, an operation. Some people have said that they've seen the light, they've seen family, they spoke to them, and then they come back. I'd like to know if that's true. Could be the amount of energy it takes to show themselves physically. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that they don't have enough energy. Maybe they're a weak spirit, if you can get that. Ali, from your experience, do you think that there are stronger spirits and weaker spirits? And is the different levels of strength because of how long they've been passed? So if you've been dead 100 years, you've had 100 years of spirit energy building up, or do you have more energy as soon as you die because you're like a young buck, as it were? Your level is high. Just wondering where you stand on that from your spiritual side of it. I don't know if you pick that up, if they let you know that. So, but it's a good idea. It's like all things. Everything is an experiment. Everything is a theory, because we don't know the truth. We will never know the truth. But it's a good thing to discuss. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm sure most of you people here are as well, because it's what you do. And we're always trying to find answers, trying to find the truth, trying to find out if ghosts are real. So, I personally think they are. I think what I've experienced and what I've seen, and I would say I've seen more shadow figures than full-bodied colour. I did see a full-bodied colour person in my old house I worked in care. She was full-coloured, purple like cardigan. I think she had blue jeans on, hair colour, and I was walking through the house. I looked in like the corner of my eye, I saw her in the living room, and I was walking past that to go to the kitchen, and I thought nothing of it. Got into the kitchen and she stood there, and I went cold as anything, thinking, oh my god, I've just seen her in there. Who was in there then? And I walked back in, there was no one there. But there was something in that house anyway. Now, whether it was that spirit, I have no idea. Ghosts are 1,000,000% real. I lived with ghosts in my house for over 15 years. Please tell us more sinister stories. That's what we like to see. Levels of energy can be strong or weak, of course. However, it's about how they gain more energy. Sometimes they will feed off electrical appliances, devices, batteries. But it takes a lot of energy for physical phenomena. What about auditory? Because obviously they don't have a voice box. And that's why it's thought that when you're doing a voice recorder session, trying to capture EVPs, that you can put a low level of white noise in as you ask the question, so they have that frequency to use as their energy to put their voice, imprint their voice onto that. Spotted Ghost, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. I think they can gain energy from emotions and too. Exactly. Have you ever investigated, yeah, when it's a bit dead, literally, and someone makes a joke, has a laugh, you start having banter with your mate or whatever, teammate, and then you're laughing and joking, and then things happen, activity happens, you know. So yeah, 100%. I also think they feed off negativity as well, and that's when it gets a bit bad. Well, hence why when something does happen, it tends to go flat or quiet for a bit of time, because taking that much energy to do something physical. Yeah. Everything is energy, audible and visual. Yeah. What I saw looked like rippled water in the shape of a hat man. Crazy. I can't remember where you were when that happened. If you just let us know, that'd be great. Have you got have some grit in the audio? I believe can help. Some grit. Is that like white noise that I just said about, or some sort of level of frequency? I have experienced a mimic that used to mimic my mum's voice, and according to my daughter, it mimics my voice. I've heard that as well. That's quite common in some places, some locations that I've seen. There are reports of someone that will copy you or imitate your family to gain your trust, as it were, and to create activity. They can use that energy to absolutely, yeah. I'm good, thanks, Mickey. Hope you got to. All good, mate. Negativity and positivity too. Yeah, exactly. They it works on both levels. I would say negativity is more energy for them, from my experience. I think they feed off that. Look at our world, our physical world we live in. If you got someone who you like, you've just met, they like the same football team. You know, you have a laugh, you have jokes with them, you become friends. But nothing brings people together more than a hatred of something. I hate her. She's a bitch, or he's a bastard. I fucking hate him. Do you know what he does? I hate him so much. And like, oh, I hate him at all. Do you know what he did to me? The bond you make in negativity, I think, is so much stronger than positivity. Now, is that the devil's work? Is Satan winning? Is God losing, if you believe in all that? Who knows? But I do think negativity is stronger than positivity when it comes to spirits and energy. I was had jokes that ghost that would hide stuff and the items would return a few days later. I've had that before, exactly, and it turns up exactly where you've looked as well. And you think, how is that possible? How is that there now? I've looked there 3 times. Yeah. New sub right here. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Kind of, yes, not polished audio, a bit of white noise, not too much, but just enough to break a frequency. Yeah, I think that's good. Given the staple gin theory, before a possible EVP or spirit voice imprint is caught. Yeah. White noise, not white voice. Did I read that wrong? This phone. White voice. I didn't even notice. I corrected it. But yeah, I do think you're right. Definitely add in the frequency rather than just open air nothingness. I do think a frequency is needed for spirit energy to even use its energy to jump on to, staple gin theory. I meant, is that what that's called? True, especially on YouTube. Yeah, everything's a demon on YouTube. This bloody phone, man. Yeah, blame the phone. Yeah, going back to Spotted Ghost's comment, everything is evil in the paranormal on a lot of big YouTubers, especially American ones. Like Ghost Adventures, Zach is always being possessed by a demon. There's always a demonic force there. It sells, unfortunately. Everyone likes scary stuff. No one wants a happy spirit. Little Judy that walks around pushing her pram. No one wants that. They want a demon that's going to scratch your eyes out and spit at you. That is what they want. But staple gun theory. What's that then? I thought the staple gin theory was a thing, let alone staple gun. Is that what that is, Ali? When you just add white noise to an EVP? Not on our channels, dude. Authentic paranormal investigations only. Yeah. Like I say, most people I know. I don't think I know anyone personally, or maybe one or two actually, that do promote evil and everything has been scary. And yeah, maybe. One last thing before I have to go. I used to stay at my girlfriend's house, and as I got up to use the bathroom, the whole place was dark and can feel the atmosphere change. Maybe they're watching you from the corner. Maybe they're always in that house. Maybe they followed you to that house. I definitely think that most people are haunted more than the location. When you go to a ghost hunt, a public event, something like that ghost ain't that house, that location. It's more likely you brought it with you because they know you're going to be trying to communicate with anything on the other side, and there's their chance to speak to you. I 100% believe that. I've been told by a couple of people that I have a half human, half creature that follows me around. Whenever I do paranormal investigating, he appears. He's interested in what I do. He was attracted to some items that my dad got, that he was given many years ago when I was small, when I was a young boy. I didn't even know they existed until a medium told me he was behind me at this location, and she described these items. I came home, spoke to my dad, and he said, yeah, I've got them, they're in the cupboard. I did not know about them, but this spirit told her he likes to look at them, likes to watch them. That blew my mind, and my estimation went up massively in that lady after she told me that, because yeah, it's true. My dad told me the exact same thing. So it's when you hear like a staple gun effect, type of voice, then you capture a voice right after. It said the spirit breaking the frequency. Oh, okay. So no, got ya. I'd never heard that, to be fair. Good to know these things. Whatever was there, it fed off the negative energy there for sure. Anyways, keep it. Cheers, man. Nice to meet you. Thanks for subbing. Awesome. Type of noise, not voice. Hey, Tom. It's not you in my house, is it? Get out of my room. No, it's another Tom. It's a spirit, half creature, half thing. Apparently, it's like it's been burnt. Half its face has been burnt off. But it's nice. Let's give this live a thumbs up for Mickey. Thank you, Ali. Tom. Sorry, I just thought it was funny. My strange autistic humour. I do apologise. But yeah, I'm sure there are things that follow people around. 100% believe that. They're always watching. Maybe they're loved ones. Maybe they're someone who doesn't like you. And that is why you feel that negative presence. I would hope it's not. Or it might be something in the house already. The location that you work in, maybe, where you live. You know, there's many things that can make us change our thoughts on these things, but personal experiences are the only things that really help. And if you have them more than once, then it's definitely something to think about. Because if it's more than once, it's meant to be there. It's trying to let you know, look, this is happening over and over and over. But who's to know? Who's to say we're right? Who's to say that what we think or what we see is real? Is it something coming through a time slip? Another realm? Something imprinted in our head? Are we remembering something we just forgotten about? Who knows? I've heard things before that say you've not seen an old friend from school. You see him in the street, shopping or whatever. You say hello. They just look at you and ignore you. They don't wave back. They don't say hello. And then you find out later that they've been dead for a couple of years, or they've recently passed. That's why they didn't say hello, because they can't. I think that's another option to go down, another route to think about. It's like that theory where you're a small child before your brain is like brainwashed, and you see Grandad downstairs when your mum's in the bath or whatever, and you say hello, Grandad, and he looks at you, smiles, but doesn't talk. And then you go upstairs, your mum comes out the bath, and you say, oh, Grandad was here. And it's like, don't be silly, Grandad's at home. And then you get that phone call, oh, your dad's just passed away. And it's like, whoa. That's quite common. That's got a name, I can't remember what the name is, but that's a common thing where they know they're about to die, and they go visit their close loved one and let them know like they're about to die, but obviously you don't know at the time. The Hidden House investigation on the 19th, paramedic, and then investigating. I love how Ali just tells the world what we're doing. Fucking hell, man. No surprises with Ali. Oh dear. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. The wee laddie. But fair play. He's happy. He's excited. So yeah, if anyone's going to Parameet at Hinckley, come and say hello. Premonition of a passing. Is that what it's called? It's definitely a theory that sounds good to me, to be honest. I've never experienced it. I've never known of anybody that has experienced that, but I've read about it. I've seen it on telly and videos, etc., films, TV shows. So, got to give yourself a plug, buddy. Marketing and all that. Yeah, but people won't be seeing the stuff until it's edited. So that doesn't matter when we go, because they won't know. But yeah, I know what you mean. Plug away, you know, let the water out the bath and all that. That's what we like to do. So Parameet on the 20th of September. Yeah, September. Haunted Antiques Museum, as it's now known, in Hinckley. No, it's not actually there, is it? It's round the corner from the museum. Okay, Ali, help me out. Where is Parameet? It's something about the Grange or something in it? In Hinckley, anyway. Where all the guest speakers will be, the stalls, everything about the paranormal. I will be returning. I went last year, and it was a really good time. Until Halloween. Yes, Halloween. Cool. That's what I like to see, Ali. Plug in Halloween. That's it. Halloween episodes coming soon. And this Friday, today's Tuesday, this Friday, I am off to Wales with Mark from West London Paranormal. Hello, Gayla. Hope you're well. I miss you. Have to catch up. Yeah, we've had a lovely chat. Have you ever seen a ghost? I've asked a few times to go to the research centre in Hinckley. To be fair, it's one of the locations that are affordable to hire. I will say that, especially midweek. And sometimes I've been there and the activity is crazy. So, SK, how are you, man? Hope you're good. Sketchley Grange Hotel. That's it, in Hinckley. Parameet, 20th and 21st of September. Meet lots of people you may see online. Maybe you spoke to them but never met them. Lots of talks. So it should be good. Yeah, as I was saying, off to Wales with Mark this week. We have locations to film at. Some castles, some cemeteries, possibly an asylum. Wink, wink. And a couple of haunted pubs for food, etc. But no investigation. Skirrid Inn Seance is out too on Friday on Hauntex TV's channel, 8 p.m. Ali, is that right? Including the Paranormal Monkey podcast man, Justin. Beardo Gets Scared. Lou was there as well, and Ali's lovely wife, Sadie. When I was about 10, there was a golden figure at the end of my bed. See, I never had that. I always wanted that, you know. I always wanted some well, I don't know if I really want to see that, to be honest. I'd probably shit myself. But a family member was normally what it was at the end of the bed. Should be good, mate. Have a good time. I will do. I'll be posting pictures on my socials as we go along. And yes, doing lots of filming. There'll be a vlog. There will be individual videos of the locations. At least 2 main videos. A vlog of the whole trip from when Mark picks me up to the time Mark drops me back at my house. Some day vlogging that will be in the main vlog from the locations. Little videos for TikTok, etc. So just lots of paranormal content coming. There will be videos for Halloween, or definitely October anyway. I will be wearing my new Halloween merch that is available on my Bonfire Ghostoul page. So yeah, check that out. That will be in the link of this video once I sort out the details of this video on here. So give me half hour after this video is finished. Yes, premiere is 8 p.m. Go along, follow Hauntex TV. Also, we got to arrange a return. Arrange a return to an asylum near Essex if you're up for it, dude. Yes, I love asylums. Arrange, not orange. What's going on with you tonight, Ali, man? Ali, question for you. You did see my Naseby video, didn't you? The daytime investigation. Yeah, because your voice came through on the spirit box. I thought that was quite funny. You're not dead. But yes, guys, any last comments, questions before I wrap this little episode up? You guys have been awesome this evening. Thank you so much. Have you ever seen a ghost? People on catch up, leave it in the comments. Where you were, what you saw. Did other people see it? That's what I want to know. I want to know if it's only people that go out on regular investigations if you see a spirit. Is it because your mind has been trained, as it were? That's mad, isn't it? Mark, have you been ill this time, you quiet man? He's been hiding. Mark's seen lots of stuff. Normally when I'm with him. Do you want to come out with me on the investigation? Yes, we've been trying to sort that out for a long time. I can try out all your new gadgets, man. They look well cool. That radar looks awesome. If you don't know, Spotted Ghost makes his own equipment. But it is very, very scientific. Lots of code. I mean, this gentleman does the Spirit Talker app and the watch. I used the watch last week at RAF Sawbridgeworth. What a name! And got some great things on that. So that video is I'm editing that at the moment. So that will be out in a couple of weeks. Using your Spirit Talker watch, which I think is very cool, but the writing's very small and I'm blind unless I'm wearing these and I can't see shit. But yeah, bye everyone, see you later. Gayla, we haven't left yet, but thank you so much for joining us from America. I know time difference is a pain. A lot of people in the military will talk of seeing ghosts while on duty abroad. Yeah, well, I imagine lots of energy when they're past, or the suffering imprinting into the ground, etc. Dracula Tunnel saw a man in a jumpsuit. Wow. Never knew that. Yes, I've been there. Been here. You got the name right. Sawbridgeworth. There you go. Sawbridgeworth. Sawbridgeworth. That's a weird name. Hey, and bye, Gayla. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing that. Hook the Spirit Talker light into the Paralink mesh so you can view it on your phone. Is that what the watch is called? The Spirit Talker light? Just so that I don't give it a wrong name. I called it a watch because it's on your wrist. I actually have it here. Do I? Is it here? It's here somewhere. Sorry if you saw my belly then. So here's the watch. Has it still got power? Probably not. No, it's completely dead. But I did use it for a few hours with Mark last week. So, awesome. If you like the app, and sometimes it's easier, especially in the summer when you can wear it, because even in the winter it's a bit more difficult because you've got a coat on, etc. But if you like to wear it, it leaves your phone free to take photos or whatever you're doing and however you investigate. So the watch is a good idea, and I do like that. That badger shit the life of me. Yeah, we had a badger running around. That shit us up. Caught it on video though, so it was real. Or was it? That's the thing. But yes, guys, so like I said, stay tuned. What's today? Tuesday. Tomorrow I have a video out of Princess Diana. No, I didn't investigate her because that's just wrong. I visited the potential resting place of Princess Diana, and it's not at Althorpe House. So yes, that video will be out tomorrow, 7 PM or 8 PM, one of them, on Mickey York Ghost Hunter YouTube channel. Because obviously this is going out on the Ghostoul Podcast YouTube channel and also my Facebook page. So stay tuned to that. Subscribe to the channel, please. Both of them if you want. Come and follow me. Find me on Facebook. Sorry, I keep hitting this fucking mic. That's my head. Sorry. Thank you, Ali. And like I said, lots of content coming. I've got a couple of videos in the pipeline that I have to finish editing. Thank you, Mickey. That was great. Thank you, Tracy. I know it's early for you. About 4:30, 5:30 now in the morning, something like that. So yeah, all I'm saying is lots of content coming September, October time. Halloween, favourite time of the year. It's beanie and hoodie wear. Like I said, new Halloween merch is available. That link will be in this video in a bit. Go check it out, have a look. And they will be being worn in the episode so you can see what it looks like really. Yes, 5:30 a.m. Wow. Tracy's a trooper. She gets up, she supports. Shout out to Tracy. Love that. But yes, guys, so I don't think there's anything else. Just stay tuned. Watch Ali's live on Friday, 8 p.m. on Text TV on YouTube. Nice to see you, Ali and Sadie. Yeah. And yes, those of you on catch up, like I say, give me your views on ghosts. Have you seen them? Where you were? Are they real? And give as much detail as you want. I think a good idea would be to do a photo, one of these episodes, where everybody sends in their pictures, their photos of possible spirits or videos, and we can look at them and we can talk about them. Hopefully I've got a couple coming through on Snapchat. As I say, Mickey York Ghost Hunter on Facebook, The Real Mickey York on Instagram and Twitter or X, whichever one you call it, and let me know, and we can have a look at your photo. There's no judgment, if it's pareidolia. I've got some videos. I've got one at Bob in Jail that I will use and put up in here. So yes, we can do that. Next Tuesday, Mark is on from West London Paranormal as a guest. We will be discussing the 3 days and nights of filming in Wales at these amazing locations. What happened, what to look forward to in the videos. So yeah, stay tuned to that. Next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. and I'll see you then. Thank you guys. You are awesome as ever. Subscribe and all that stuff. Like, share, tell your friends. SK, cheers man. Thanks for popping along. I really need to do an end screen because I press the end stream up here and I just sit here looking like a bellend. And no change there, but it would be a bit better if I had that. Could I do can I add an outro to this? Maybe I can. I don't know. Looking forward to everything. Cheers, Tracy. See you soon, Mickey. See you later, Ali. Thank you, guys. I will end it there. Thanks for the plug too. No worries. Can I press the button before I look like an idiot? Oh, I can set an outro video now. I'm going to do that. Play outro and end stream. See you later, guys. Thank you.